Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Yang, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn a little bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, just like today, you'll be the first one getting all these insights. Now, today, the Health Minister of Australia has actually announced the upcoming border opening. Now, why does it Health Minister? Well, obviously because we have been going through some Omicron variant viruses for the past few weeks, and after this 2 weeks of analysis, the government of Australia has decided to continue its pathway to opening up the border. And it's a big news. Well, it was going to be opened last week, 2 weeks ago, but obviously the delay is due to the Omicron variant. However, after all the assessment of these few weeks, the government of Australia is keen and looking forward to get the border open. So here we go, let's check out the news. Alright, so this actually came out today, obviously, about noontime, so a lot of people might already have seen this news. If not, this is for you right away. So the topic says Australia on track to welcome visa holder on Wednesday, which is gonna be this Wednesday, 15th of February. So concern over Omicron COVID-19 variant had delayed the reopening date by 2 weeks, impacting international student and skilled visa holders. So anyway, it's gonna open. So are you ready? Have you packed your luggage? Have you bought your tickets for the airlines? Anyway, you should check out your local tourists or travel agents or airlines websites. Anyway, okay, so let's have a look. As it reads, the Minister of Health Grey Hunt had press conference this today, obviously saying it's keen and looking forward. Australian international border are set to reopen as planned Wednesday. Eligible visa holders, including international student and skilled migrants. That's all for the work visa holder 482457. And blah blah blah, so on. So that basically includes 70-80% of everyone there. Mr. Hunt told the only one, should I say, the only visa holder is not able to travel in will be the visitor, the travelers, the tourists. Okay, the visa is not open for those people yet. So not for tourists yet, but for the international student and people who are able to go to Australia to work under the whatever the visa condition that they have on. Now, Mr. Hunt told the reporter on Monday, reopening was on a track. Proceed with the questions about timeline. Yes, we're on track. Confirming all the reconfirm the weekend, he said. So obviously there has been a meeting held on the weekend in Canberra for the whole national cabinet to reopen is scheduled to go ahead. And obviously over the past 2 weeks, you may notice that the Omicron obviously has been spread pretty fast, but it's not as hazardous as what the Delta variant had caused. I think there's very minimal number of deaths caused by the Omicron variant, and there's some concern in regards whether the vaccine will actually work. And some of the large pharmaceutical companies will come out and say, look, get the third jabs done and you should be protected. So anyhow, I'm not going to comment too much on that one, but I'm just following what the news is saying, and it's good news for everybody. So the federal government had announced on the 29th November reopening, and although it's being delayed for 2 weeks, decision meant many visa holders have been locked out of Australia because of international border restriction for these 2 years, and obviously the government of Australia has announced some opening up for further visa options. For example, extension on 485 visas and relaxing on the graduate stream for not required to nominate occupation, and a lot of other favorable conditions for visas and options for visa holder and for the migrant in the future, so which is good news. From the 15th of December, it is expected the border will be reopened for international international students, and as well as humanitarian working holiday. Here we go, working holiday. All right, so if you are eligible for working holiday visa, here we go, that's the visa for you. And provisional family visa holder, that's for if you do have family members connected to you as Australian citizen or permanent resident, they are happy and can go there. The easing of restriction will mean fully vaccinated visa holder will no longer be required to secure exemptions to travel into the country. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, what if I'm not fully vaccinated? Now, you can still travel, but then you are deemed to be heading into quarantine hotel, which again, you're required to pay for those fees. If not, and that's for 14 days. If not, you go for a home quarantine 7 days, so much more relaxed, and there's no restriction there too much on apply on the fully vaccinated visa holders. So Prime Minister Scott Morrison has confirmed that reopening would apply to travelers from Japan and South Korea. So only Japan and South Korea, and I think Singapore as well. Travelers, that will mean, I mean, for the media, they don't distinguish too much about visa category, but here I think what they meant is for the tourist visa, for the visitor visa holders. So if you're from Japan or not South Korea, you want to go to Australia for Christmas holiday, yes, you can do it. Okay, that's what they're trying to say. He also made a comment on front press conference of South Korean President Moon Jae-in during the diplomatic visit to Canberra. This is made possible because South Korea and Australia has both shared COVID-19 experiences. While Australia's international border has been open since the beginning November, only fully vaccinated citizens, permanent resident, and their family have been able to travel to the country without quarantine in. Okay, so again, it doesn't mean that if you're not vaccinated, you cannot go into Australia. You can, but you will be mandatory heading to a quarantine hotel. So the fully vaccinated visa holders will not require no quarantine. Well, not you need to do a self quarantine 7 days at home, but you don't need to go to quarantine hotel. That's what they're trying to say. Okay, visa holder will be required to a vaccine approved by Australian therapeutic goods admin to enter the country. So I've done a specific video on that one. So basically that's the AstraZeneca and also Moderna, Pfizer, Sinopharm or Sinopharm, those vaccinations from China, so they can go in there. So they will be required present negative COVID PCR test within 3 days. I thought, didn't they say 1 day? I think that's because of the Omicron, but they will stick to that 3-day thing. So make sure you have that PCR test before you took on the flight. Business school as well university sector will have been waiting for reopening border. Obviously, if you've been following my channel long enough, you'll know that the impact, the negative impact economically for those, for example, international education sector is huge. They eagerly needs international student back, and obviously all the cities. You're looking into those accommodations in the city, in the suburban CBD. They need people to occupy them to let the economy continue to go forward. So the scheduled reopening comes as a health authority continue to assess the transmissibility and severity of Omicron variant. So obviously during the weekend there has been numbers of different news and media came out, and obviously some people say, oh, it has the border restriction will continue on until February, and there's another news, another media. So there's a lot of crap going on for these few days or few weeks. Anyway, the Minister of Health, Greg Hunt, today, Monday, on the 13th of December 2021, has officially confirmed that 2 days later, Australian border will be opening. Anyway, should you have more questions and query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.